Okay, so this is the day before brew day, and just want to show you guys this as soon as I'm getting it ready. My things together. So I got 2 cans of pumpkin, whole organic pumpkin. That's what I normally put in my pumpkin meal into the mash. So I put 2 cans of that puree. But this year, I grew a pumpkin. Now, if my son would have left it on the vine, it'd probably be bigger than an heirloom or like a gourd. I mean, it's the size of my fist pretty much. So what I'm going to do is cut it up into chunks or cut it in half. Maybe, yeah, probably just cut it in half. Scoop out the seeds and then roast it at 400 degrees for an hour. Get it, so the skin loosens up. And then I'm just going to puree it and put it in the fridge till tomorrow, and so they don't have basically, I'm gonna put my pumpkin that I grew from my garden into the beer. So I think that's pretty neat. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna film any more than just what I'm doing right now. You guys don't see me roasting pumpkin or whatever, but then you'll see me put all this stuff together tomorrow when I do the brew day, and we add it to the mash. Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back, brew tubers and everybody that watches my channel. Today, what we're doing, as you saw from, well, as you know, because I shot some footage the other day and put it before this video. So, that's where this comes in. So I do this one-handed. So there's my pumpkin puree from my little pumpkin. And I got the 2 cans of store-bought. In this brew goes Willamette, 2 ounces of Willamette, one at 60, and I think either one at flame out or one at 15 minutes, I forget. I gotta check my recipe. So Hugo, you gotta go find the grains. They're in the garage. I forget what the heck goes into this brew. It's more like a red ale, because I like that reddish, tinge color, I don't know what the heck. I can't speak this morning. I even lost my cup of coffee. So, anyway, it has red hues. And so I'm getting the water up to temperature. We're going to probably try and get it at 150, 155. Mash for an hour like I always do. And then, you know the deal. Oh, and then I'm going to add the pumpkin into the mash as well. So, nothing different from the last time I did this brew, last year. So, yeah. Just come along for the adventure. Gulliver's waiting. He says, I want some beer. 155. All right, so we got the grains all mixed in. We're at like 150, 58, looks like. 1, 2, 3, yeah. I think even when I shut the pot off, it just still keeps climbing. All right, so we're gonna do the first can of pumpkin. Get all this all mixed in. And I think this does change the color of the beer, and I do taste it. And again, I think the last 5 minutes of the boil, I add my pumpkin pie spice. Because obviously, It's just been sitting in a jar, and it's just homemade. I mix it all together, you know, like a pre-mix. Not a pre-mix, but I take cinnamon, cinnamon, ginger, all that stuff, and I mix it all together, make my own homemade pumpkin pie spice. Because when you buy that pumpkin pie spice from the store, you know, McCormick's or whatever, it comes in like a little jar for like $6 or $7 now, or whatever it is, some outrageous crap. Just, hey, find a recipe online, mix it yourself. Trying to get as much of this out as possible. Let's do this one, our homemade. Now look at the difference between the homemade and the store-bought. You know, even if it does say organic, it never looks this orange. So, you know, goes to show, is there preservatives in there? Is there something else? I mean, that's right from the garden, right? So you know what's going into this beer. This, 100% pumpkin, yeah, okay. Organic pumpkin, but still, I mean, it never looks that yellow. So I'm definitely going to get all this in and give it a good mix. I've done it before without, put it to the boil, so without a grain bag, and oh my God, you lose a lot of beer that way, because the trub is like a gallon, a gallon thick, you know. So you get down to the bottom, man, it's like half the bottom of the fermenter is filled with pumpkin trub and hop debris, and it's just like you lose a lot of beer. So I found by putting it to the mash, and it does bring up the ABV, because I guess there is some sugar in pumpkin. Let me see. Yeah, 4 grams of sugar. So so we got a total of 8 grams plus whatever was in my homemade, homegrown pumpkin. So yeah, let me see the temperature now. Yeah, we're still sitting right at 158. Nothing really went down. Well, I'm surprised. The efficiency of this pot. But then again, it's not that cold yet. We're, you know, mid-September, early September. All right, so I'm just going to give this a real good mix. Make sure there's no dough balls. And again, I hope I'm on camera because I can't see. Because with my phone nowadays, it seems like when I put the video and switch it to where you see yourself in the video, the audio, I lose a lot of audio. It gets like real muffled and low. So I just tend to just do it the other way. So I have no idea what the heck's going on. But look at that color already. It's already turning that reddish color. All right. Let me get this lid on. Put a timer on. It's probably going to mash a little more than an hour because I have a dance run today. I got to take my daughter to dance, so that'll be an hour there. So, and we're starting now, right now. So, technically, this will be beeping by the time I gotta leave. So, it will be a total of maybe a 90 or maybe even a 2-hour mash. I don't know. We'll see. But that's okay. It's just the mash, right? We'll get as much sugars out as possible, and then we'll bring it up to temp, and we'll start brewing. All right. Woohoo! The scary part, look at that color. Oh, man. Reddish. It's like a reddish orange color. I mean, as you can see, the froth on top is orange. Oh yeah, that pumpkin really did some work here, man. Woo, baby. I hope it comes out great this year. All right, so I'll wait for this hot break to subside. And we got our hot bag all ready to go. ounce of Willamette at 60. I just haven't had time to double check my. Just sit there for a minute there. I haven't had time to check my whatchamacallit, my recipe for the second hop edition. So as soon as I get back to that, I'm gonna check on that in a few minutes. But yeah, so we got 60 minutes to go on the boil. Mashed for probably about 2 hours. It was like a 2 hour mash time because, like I said, I had to do some running this morning. And now I just got this up to boil now. We're ready to go. When I did come back, it was pretty cool. The wort went down to, well, the mash went down from 155 or 1658 to about, it's like close to like 130. So I don't know. I think, I'm sure it kept the temperature for however long it needed. So, but we'll see. There's no hydrometer reading this brew session. I didn't get out to buy a new hydrometer, and I'm not even going to bother this time around. I'm tired with those goofy numbers. So, it is what it is. It's going to make beer, and simple as that. All right, next hop drop. Another ounce of Willamette at 20. All right, guys, the brew day is done, and that's what the color looks like right now. We're about to pitch the yeast. We're going with the old standby Nottingham, right? And we're sitting at 24, so I'm not worried about it. My top of water wasn't that cold, and we're right at the 5-gallon mark. So, oh yeah. All right, guys. So we'll see you back in 2 weeks. The house smells great. It smells like pumpkin pie. You got the pumpkin beer. I threw at the last minute or two. I threw in my pumpkin pie spice. So that's in there. So it just smells like straight up, that pumpkiny, cinnamony, nutmeggy smell. Okay. So bring it back in 2 weeks when we bottle. I guess I'm not gonna do any readings. So it is what it is. 2 years ago, I don't forget what last year's was, but 2 years ago on the recipe when I did this, it was about 5.9%. So hopefully it'll be around the same. Yeah, that's about it. The Harvest Pale Ale, be looking for that. A couple days that we're doing a review on that. We'll see how carbonated it is and things like that. We're right at the 2 week mark, so it's probably still gonna be a little flat. And as of the brew day today, we're brewing on 9/11, so day of remembrance 20 years later. I remember where I was, that's for sure. I think everybody will remember that time of day and where they were at that time. I was 21 years old, painting. So yeah, so never forget, guys. So till we do it again, remember, let's set sail.